So I wanted to actually start by talking to you about your health and wellness routine. I think you work out like 5 days a week. What does it entail?
So my workouts are generally not overly, I don't exert myself to a point where I'm like really sweating, out of breath, just because I was dealing with sciatic pain for 2 years and recently got rid of it. So at this particular point, I'm working out just to like move around. It's not like
And that entails what?
that entails anything from doing some Pilates, which I found really helped my body, especially my core, weak core. But after about, 4 or 5 sessions, I felt like, wow, my body started to really kind of align itself and the sciatic pain went away.
Your wife, Lana, was telling me that you do much better when you're on the road than when you're at home with her.
Yeah.
Why?
So health and wellness wise, I feel like when I'm on the road,
You'd almost think it was the exact opposite.
you would think. However, I feel a little bit more structured when I'm on the road than I am at home, just because my wife and having 2 kids, for example, I tend to have a ritual where my wife and I put the kids to bed and we crack open a bottle of wine. So that kind of affects my
Right.
my sleep. It
Yeah.
affects my next day. Not that I'm getting blasted, but just a couple glasses of wine before we go to bed. But as I grow older, I've found out that I'm not able to recover from a night of having a couple glasses of wine and a steak. Apparently, after you turn 50, if you have steak or any type of meat after 6 o'clock, you wake up at 2:30 in the morning feeling like you're gonna have a stroke. So nobody told me there's a thing called the meat sweats.
Well, and on the stroke front, I understand longevity is becoming increasingly important to you. Somebody told me, though, you worry too much about it, and the day you don't have a rash, you're going to be bored out of your mind. So take me through kind of the extent to which you're pursuing the longevity stuff.
Always been a hypochondriac, constantly think I'm dying, right? That's been my life.
Legitimately, though?
I just always feel like there's a pending doom with my health around the corner. And it's gotten better as I've kind of taken control of my health. It really hit me 7 years ago when I had my daughter, and I started doing the math with my age, saying, okay, I'm 45, 44. I'd like to be around so I could possibly see her get married, be a grandfather. So then I started to kind of like get involved with trying to be here as long as I possibly can. And
Okay, so you'll do what on that front? Because I understand it's gotten more and more particular.
yeah, so I've went to like a team of doctors to help me with my nutrition, my getting tested. Like I just went to the dermatologist to get a full scan on my skin to see if I have skin cancer.
You'll like measure glucose?
Yeah, I have a glucose monitor that measures, because my glucose was spiking, particularly at night. That was affecting my sleep. I wear a sleep machine. I have a sleep machine to test how I'm sleeping, because they thought I had some sleep apnea. But anyway, I'm just trying to, not that I'm trying to become a superhuman, I just want to just be a little bit more healthier, so A, I could be around for my family, and B, just overall just have fatigued. 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I found out that I was trying to take a nap, which I thought, is this normal? Is this normal to be taking naps at 2 o'clock at 51 years old? Not for long, but just like a 30-minute nap. And then found out that I have a little thyroid problem. So, I'm just trying to figure out how to live long.
I read your book the other day, and I know you wrote it a few years ago, but you said you always used to structure your life around food. Still the case today? Or
No, like I used to go out and have a dinner at 11 o'clock at night after I did a show, and then, figured that's not healthy.
Yeah.
I'm trying to eat less. I don't.
Hard though, right?
It's difficult. Later on in life, I found a passion for food, and I think it stemmed from working at the Four Seasons, being around chefs, being around food that I've never seen before. Definitely took an interest in, like, how's this done, how's this made.
You've made the comment before, though, that cooking is almost as satisfying to you as stand-up. How so?
I just equated it to stand-up just because it's you're in the kitchen alone, you're preparing a recipe, you're improvising during the meals, improvising during the set, and then you deliver it, and the satisfaction you get from the enjoyment of someone that is eating or laughing to something that you created, I felt like they paralleled each other. And now that I have kids, it's something fun to do with them. My wife's more of a baker, so she's makes cakes and cookies and whatnot, and I'm more of a kind of a appetizer, dinner, salad guy. I'll give you an example of 3 things I want to conquer in the food space. Is the perfect fried chicken,
Okay.
How to make a pizza from scratch, and how to make homemade pasta. I looked all this stuff up on an app called Masterclass while I was on the road.
Yet you are kind of allergic to pasta, too.
Yeah, I can't really have gluten. I could have the gluten. I don't have celiac disease or anything like that, but pasta is one of those meals where if I have it, I'm down. It's over. But I want to learn a lot more in the cooking space in the future, just because, number one, I enjoy doing it. It's like a little therapy for me to get kind of lost in the kitchen cooking. I love hospitality. It's something that I really enjoy. If you come over to my house, I would like to provide you with an experience that, like you're being taken care of.
When I was talking to your dad, Salvo, the other day, he said, I'm paraphrasing here, but he's like, for the longest time, I was ashamed of the fact that my son didn't know how to cook because, Sicilian men know how to cook. But then something changed with you at some point, right?
Yeah, and not so much when I was a kid, because I did have access to a lot of great cooks, my grandparents, my mother. I don't know, my father, again, I have to correct his mind might be forgetting, but Dad, if you're listening to this, I don't really remember you behind the stove growing up. Maybe once in a while for the holidays, but I don't think you were cranking out dinners for us. So I don't know exactly what he's referring to.